So rain delay is a random delay generator. It has 4 different delays, 2 reverse delays and 2 regular delay lines. And every time you click this button or this little button here, they trigger the same exact thing. It randomizes the parameters of the delay. On the front page here, we have super simple controls. We have this red one is your delay mix, your wet drive for delay. We have feedback, which is delay feedback. We have bandpass filter, which just affects the delay signal. We have warble, because I just put this on everything now because that's just who I am. And so warble's a vibrato on the pitch, so pitch mod. And then we have your reverb wet and dry. And then these 4 blue guys down here represent your 4 delays. So these are just push buttons that turn those delays off and on. So your first 2 here are the reverse delays, and these are the 2 regular delay lines. So yeah, that's the whole control system here. And because why not? I kind of think this looks like a little cloud, and these are like little raindrops, and that is me being creative. To me, the coolest thing about this is that like you can't make the delay, like you can't there's no controlling what the delay is, at least with how this is set up. So everything's always random, and you can just click, if you want to just click through and find something you like, great. It's really cool. So before I get into signal path and how I built this, I'm just going to go through some audio examples here to give you a sense of how you can play with this. So I have this little sample here that I recorded a couple years ago. It's a friend of mine had a baritone ukulele, and I just recorded this tiny little sample into the Digitect to mess around with it. So this is just the sample itself. And we'll just kick on delay. Oops. And I just have this 100% wet on the delay because to me that's just how I think I end up using it, because I like to make these kind of random soundscapey things. So you can hear that pitched. Yeah, so you have a low octave, then you have an octave up. And if we randomize, that's funny, they both still are an octave down and octave up. That sounds like an octave down and a normal pitch. Yeah, so you can hear every time you randomize, it almost sounds like it's not changing it because you're not hearing that pitch, that sort of slewed pitch warp thing happening. If we bring in these, so that's the same pitch as our input audio. And there you hear that pitch shift there. Let's turn up our feedback just for funsies. And so here's our bandpass filter. Super straightforward. Only affects delayed signal. And then reverb, plate reverb, that's just what I use on everything because I love it. Set to 8 seconds. Default save state, I think, is at like 16%, because it's just enough to give it a little atmosphere without being drowned in it. But honestly, I kind of like this patch with no reverb. I mean, I put that in there because just why not? But yeah, it's just fun to hear just the delays themselves. So the other thing I was going to show you here is, so the way this is routed, the left is with stereo inputs, and so your left signal gets sent to 2 of the delays, and your right side gets sent to 2 of the other delays. So if you're sending in a mono signal, that's going to all 4 delays. I have a little thing set up on the Digitact here where I have 2 different sounds, one panned all the way left, one panned all the way right. And so they have, they have a distinct timbre between the 2 of them. And I just have this triggering sort of randomly notes just in the same scale. Pretty sparse. And so what you could hear with the delay now is that 2 of the delays are only going to be playing back one channel, and 2 of them are going to be the other channel. I just think that's super fun. There's feedback's pretty high. Yeah, fuck it. This reverse delay and this are the left channel. So you can hear it doing delay on the kind of more short, plucky sound there. And then this is the slightly longer, softer sound coming in on the right channel. So you have one of each of the reverse delay and the regular delay. So that's just something fun to play with. This is an example just to kind of distinctly hear the 2 different things. But if you're sending this stereo material, you're not keeping the original stereo image, but you are having the left and right channels processed separately. But each one of these delays is panning back and forth at its own rate. So the left channel, you're going to be hearing the delay in both left and right. So just to go through some of the pages here, just to give you a sense of how this is built. We have stereo inputs. I always put my sort of effects and input outputs as the last page. I don't know. That's just the thing I do. So have stereo inputs. You do have gain control on your output. And this page just has your audio balance module, which is your wet and dry for your delays. You have the vibrato control here, which has CV direct control. So that page is super straightforward. So once your stereo inputs come in, they're going to this page here, which is your delays. You have reverse delay, reverse delay. This is left and right coming in. And then you have two just regular delay line modules here, and they have these VCAs that are feeding back into them. So on the front page, you have the feedback control that's controlling these VCA amounts and the feedback amounts on the two reverse delay lines. VCAs here on this page just control, this is basically the on and off buttons of each delay. Then you have pan filters here. So this is just 4 different audio panner modules. And you can see over here, you have some sine waves that are controlling those. And then on this same page, you also have down here your bandpass filters here, left and right. So here, this was fun. This is something I just like. I don't think this is probably the best way to do it, but it's how I ended up figuring it out. So this is your random octave controls. And so you have a sample and hold module here. And when you click this button, you can see those two light up. So that's triggering the sample and hold. And so what's feeding the sample and hold, you can see it jumping around from -1 to 0 to 1. And so you have these you have a square wave LFO, and this one's going from -1 to 1, and this is going from 0 to 1. And at first I had it going 0 to -1 and 0 to 1, but when they overlap, because both of these are being fed into here, I think I just realized I did this in a funny way that was unnecessary. But it works, so I'm not going to change it. So both of those are fed into the input of the sample and hold, and then these outputs go to the pitch controls on your reverse delay modules. And this is another 4 sample and hold modules with random LFOs here, or random, what's it called? Random CV outputs. And again, when you hit this, it's triggering that sample and holds, and each of these are sent to the delay time of each of the 4 delay modules. And that's it. It's actually pretty straightforward. Some of this stuff was interesting for me to figure out how to do. I don't know a lot about this stuff. I just kind of have an idea and then click a bunch of buttons until the idea makes sense. Super simple. Fun. I like it. I love the randomness. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.